Hey everyone, I've been doing some vlog style yard recordings. I'm trying to do them at least for the yard. And the years before I was taking pictures, and now everything's kind of overgrown. So we'll see how this video format works instead. So just a little bit about the yard first. About the house. I got this house in 2013. I'm in South Florida. It's on a maybe like a sixth of an acre without a pool. And then I have the canal in the backyard, so it gives me a little bit more airspace, so I can plant right up to the fence line in the backyard. So, started with mangoes mostly, and got into Annonas, and got into Garcinias, a whole bunch of other stuff. So I have the normal things that people grow here, plus a little extra. So I'm going to start first with Annonas, and I'll maybe the next video I'll do mangoes, and then go through Garcinias and a few things like that. So, alright, let's start from here. So some of these trees you'll notice are small, some of these trees are full grown and mature. So the whole yard's been a giant experiment for me. Just trying to see what works, what doesn't, how to grow certain things, even if things are even worth growing. So this is an Annona, Montana. This is from, usually they don't taste that great here, but this is from a guy in Argentina, one of the tropical fruit forum members from Argentina, and he says it tastes good. So I want to see, if it does well here, because it might just be his climate. So that maybe in like 2-3 years, I probably could get some fruit from it. Right next to it, it's not an Annona. That's a full-grown golden pillow jackfruit that's going to come down. It hasn't fruited for me. It sets a few fruit, but it never held it to maturity. They kind of just all rot on the tree. And I'm pretty sure the issue is that I have this whole area has been devoted to like my kind of shade garden. So it's been hit by water every single day. And I think I don't think the jackfruit likes that much moisture. I got these guys here. 2 of these are, I just grafted this year, approach grafted them. So this is Pashte, Annonas scleroderma, on Montana, and then this one's on Soursop. So we'll see how that does long term. The Pashte trees that I've seen haven't been looking that well. So I figured let me see if I could change the rootstock, because Montana does really well in our soil. All right, so this is a honey soursop from a seedling from one of the tropical fruit forum members in Borneo. So one of my friends managed to give me a seedling, so I'm gonna trial it out, see how it's doing. Hopefully it fruits well and the fruit are nice. This other tree here is a monster soursop tree. I probably planted this maybe 5 years ago. It's a normal soursop, nothing special, just tastes like a soursop. But I mean, it's producing well, so that's good. Alright, and turn here. So I've been transitioning my nursery to Annonas, so I have grafted Annonas now, mostly cherry moyas, grown cherry moya seedlings, and grafting etsamoyas onto it, cherry lata, a few things like that. Back there, I got a few big red grafted sugar apples there. I'm just gonna keep one for myself, maybe give one to another friend, so we have the budwood around. Got some other stuff here. All the stuff's grafted, and then the seedlings, of course. Got some llamas and stuff like that. I don't really want to plant the tree, but I'm keeping it for rootstock just in case. But I might just kind of decide to stick with cherry moya rootstock. All right, so these 2 soursop here, and there's a giant peach above it, this UF best peach, but this peach is coming down, just like the golden pillow jackfruit's gonna be coming down this year. These are 2 Yucatan fiberless soursop from forum member JF Frank Pardo. out in California and in Mexico. So these ones are a little bit ahead of the honey soursop. So hopefully in 2 years I can try the fruit. We go back this way. So I've been crowding everything really close together, and we'll see what works. This is like ultra high density planting, and I already lost a few trees due to just everything planting close and sticking, grasses and things like that in between, trying to follow some permaculture guidelines and making up some of my own. So we'll see. It's been a giant experiment, and we'll see what works and what doesn't. 5 foot spacing seems adequate right now, but when I had 3 foot spacing and trees planted in between, those ones kind of died. And I think it's just the lack of sun, competition with grasses and weeds. So I think I might stick to 5 foot in the future. So these are all more Annonas. We got, start from here. This is Arca Sahan right here. Next to it is LH3. No, it's not LH, sorry, it's RH3. Next to that is Tropic Sun, La Habra Sun. I believe they're the same. So this one we have a few fruit on it, right? No hand pollination. I just hand pollinated maybe a day or two ago, so these were all naturally set. Going all the way down here, we got Rollinia from Kona in Hawaii. This is Dream. Looks like I have one fruit on there. I haven't tasted the fruit yet. I got the one on the bottom next to it is Hawaiian Pink's Mammoth. Next to that is Barula. That one wasn't doing too well this year. There was a lot of dieback for some reason. So I think I need to start clearing these weeds out and just kind of like letting the perennial peanut take over instead of all these weeds. Next to it is Colostro, which is Super African Pride. And this one, both the Barula and the Colostro set fruit without any hand pollination last year. Not much fruit, but enough for me to try at least. Over here we got Custard Apple. We have San Pablo, and then we have a seedling from Truly Tropical. The little one that's kind of bent there is Cuban Red. And then I have two other custard apples kind of popping out from underneath the Garcinias. One is Stays Pink, and the other one is just a seedling. So I had Hanukma, but then that just randomly died because I had them planted in between these Garcinias, and I think it's just the shade. It's just not really vigorous enough to sustain itself, I suppose. It looks like we do have some fruit coming up on this Arca Sahan here. So from what I understand, Arca Sahan and Tropic Sun are both back crosses with sugar apple. So that's one back cross with sugar apple. So that's probably why they set fruit a little better. Going down here, I'm planning to keep all my 1 gallon Annonas here, so everything is sort of out of place. I got a bunch of Montana fruit stock here. And then the last thing, we have this cherry lattes on the side here. So I got this is Painter's cherry latte on a Montana rootstock. There doesn't seem to be any issues yet with graft compatibility, but we'll see. And then right next to it, I got a seedling cherry latte growing from a friend. So we'll see how it compares. I mean, just looking at it, my friend said he crossed it with a Fernandez pollen. So I mean, just looking at it compared to this one, you can see that this one's a little bit more shiny. So I don't know, to my eyes, I can see a little bit more reticulata in this, but it also could be that the sun has hidden that, and the sun's not hidden this tree. So that's it for the Annonas. I have a decent amount, but not as much as I used to. Next video, I'll post something on the mangoes. Thanks.